Into the top 10 we go?
Into the top 10 we go.
What's 10?
Well, now you're going to start seeing my biases very prominently.
Uh-oh.
Forward Relentlessly from Cold Steel 2.
Not on my list.
I will preface this by saying this is probably higher up than it should be, but I have a nostalgic association with it, so I'll get to that after we play it.
Forward with Determination, probably?
Probably. It's the title theme, so I don't know.
This could be where I have more of the literal Japanese translations of them, because obviously the Forward Relentlessly is prominent in the game.
Uh-huh.
So I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yes, we're good. Crisis averted.
You gotta put the do-do-do in there.
Oh, of course. Before it was overdone.
This part's good. It.
It's short, but it's effective. And the song, it's not as epic or whatever exciting, but I will never forget loading the game for the first time and seeing Rean just laying there in the snow and the song playing, and you're just
no.
oh God.
Oh, boy. I mean, we
Here
knew
we
things weren't ending
go.
well last time, but
Yeah, and it just sets the tone perfectly. And something else I just realized listening to it right now is I think that second half of the song that I really like is also the melody in the starting line song, the title theme for 3, with the trumpets. So maybe that's why I like that.
I heard it again, but you might be right.
Yeah, I feel like I only just now caught it. I was like, oh, is that the same melody? Maybe that's why I like them both so much. Unfortunately, starting line did not make my cut.
Take that, starting line. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
So that's probably my favorite of the menu themes. I have none of them on my list.
Yeah, this one was the only one that made the cut for me. I was like, I have to pick one, and I'm going to pick this one purely for nostalgia, because the song itself is not... It's simple, but for me, it just is very effective.
Yeah, and in a lesser series, that's a good enough track where I wouldn't feel bad about having it in my top 25. There's just way too many of the things that took priority. So there you go. We have at least one that doesn't overlap.
Hey, there
Might
we go.
have more than one.
Probably.
And as a minute and 25, whatever that was, it's a nice palate cleanser from what is likely to be at least 2 5+ minute songs in your top 10.
I was going to say, that's why you don't need to listen to the full opening, because we're going to have some 5-minute songs later.
We're going to be here for a while.
We're going to be here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 9 is the only regular battle song I have, Heated Mind, Cold Steel 2.
It's on my list.
Sweet.
It's early. Yeah, 104.
Yeah.
It's right after Wind's Rearrival.
Ah.
Which, you do hear it for the first time in that same stretch.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
All of a sudden it hits.
Yep. It's bopping.
Foot pedal, baby.
Yeah.
Man, if there was one song from this series, or at least the Cold Steel games that I could put in Rock Band for drums, might be this one.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. That
There
would
are
be
other ones
so much fun.
for full band. I'd put other ones in,
Mhm.
but just for drums, I love the drum line on that one. That dum 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 right before the main part of the chorus hits.
It's so good.
Mm.
That song is awesome, and it makes me like want to go fight regular old dudes just so I can hear them
on the street.
on the street, just
Start
so I
beating
can
the shit out of people.
just so I can hear this song. And I recall like there was a stretch of time when we started recording too that we had to like take a break, and I just remember listening to this song as like a way to get me through it.
Yeah, this is on my list, so I'll talk about it more then. I'll use this as a segue just to say I also went back and listened to 3's battle theme, and I was like, blah.
Yeah, I don't even remember it, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't remember the battle theme from 3. I barely remember it from 4. The one from 1 was okay.
It's fine.
But I don't... None of them stuck out the way that Heat in Mind did.
No, I think it's the best by far.
Oh, yeah.
Bar none.
Yes. All
Okay.
right.
8.
My number 8 is Reverie Corridor from Cold Steel 2.
Not on my list.
Oh, see, there we go. We're getting some variety.
It was on my next 25.
I was going to say, this one crept up on me, too, over time. It really grew on me.
Yeah, when this starts playing in the bonus dungeon, I was kind of like, okay, this sounds interesting. Kind of like light, ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
But it really builds in a nice way over time. Not in a way that like really peaks like other songs that they build towards. It just kind of keeps adding these layers.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite part here.
Right here.
And loop.
And loop. And seeing as how one of the next Trails games is called Trails into Reverie, this song better come back in some shape or form.
Or she's going to start beating up old people on the street again to Heated Mind.
Yes.
Where's Reverie Corridor?
Damn it, come on!
Oh, shit. She's lost control. It was, I won't say it was one of my last cuts because it wasn't, but it was probably like the 35-ish range, which is still no slight.
Oh, yeah.
And from my tracks from 2, it would have been like top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little higher, but not good enough to make my cut, unfortunately.
That happens.
Like it
a lot of contenders, good contenders for sure. So,
Siete. That's 7.
7, thank you. I was like, what?
Numero siete.
Awakening, Cold Steel 2. See, this is where you're seeing the biases very clearly.
Has to be noted, this is Awakening, not Awakening Will.
Correct. We'll get there.
Michaela likes her robot themes.
I do love my robot themes, though. They're so good. I would die for Valimar. He is my He's my bro.
I don't especially like the robot fights in Cold Steel.
They can be annoying. I'll give you that.
Thematically and just as a part of the story, I think they're really good.
They're really
I like
cool.
The development. I don't know if I actually like playing them sometimes.
That's kind of my thought too. Is like I don't know if I care for the gameplay aspect of it, but I love like the lore and the thematic aspect, and the music is so good too.
Music's consistently good, so that's not on my list. Awakening Will is.
Really?
Spoiler.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't even think it was in my other top 25. If I'm being honest.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yep.
I guess I really do like my robot
but
themes.
The thing I'll say is, like, I still like that track. If I was making another list of just songs that I thought were good, there'd be another 35 to 40 beyond the 50 that I did in the top 25 that I made, just because the songs in this are all very good. I'll give you a spoiler right now. I have 2 songs from Cold Steel 3 on my list. 2. But there's another 8 on my next 25 because even though I didn't have any that I loved from that game, there were still quite a few that I liked because I was like, oh, this is a really pleasant route theme and this is a cool town song. So like, even when the songs don't resonate with me in a way where I listen to them a ton outside of the game, there are still several I like. And this is one of those where it's not one of my top 10 from 2, but I still think it's good.
Yep, that's fair.
So I can talk about it more because it's not on my list.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that 3 in the top 10 so far now? I think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 that we have.
I don't know if it's going to be any in the top 5, but nonetheless, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
That means we're double digits separate now.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Number 6, the last one in the Thursday video.
Number 6 is Bring Up Trust from Cold Steel 2.
You didn't say it right. The
I
name of
didn't
the
say it
song
right.
is Bring Up Trust.
Trust. Oh yeah, right.
Because
there's
point in the title.
and I have it with the exclamation point here, and I said it wrong. It's true.
I have a song. I have this in my list. So I have a song with an exclamation point. I have a song with 2 exclamation points in the title on my list.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Best part coming up.
How do you argue with this part? Sadly, it's already kind of looped.
I know.
It's
almost too short, but it's so good.
Yeah.
This is also why I loop songs like 200 times.
So that's a tricky, thorny topic for me that I can talk on to save my Bring Up Trust material. There's a sweet spot for me, because if a song is too long, even if I love it, and then it loops, I'm always like, oh, I don't know, like, I'd almost rather just repeat the song.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, fucking, what the hell is the Shiva theme? Return to Oblivion from 14 is like 7 minutes before it loops.
Oh, Jesus.
And I love that song. It's like maybe top 10 all time for me. It's really risen up my ranks. But that version I have of the soundtrack plays it for 14 minutes. And I'm like, God, I don't know if I want to have it loop right now. If I do, I can always repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that's only basically 2 minutes before the loop point. It's 2:36 on the soundtrack, but we saw like at the 2 minute mark it loops. So it's like, yeah, that one almost needs to loop once before it fades.
Yep.
It's a bummer.
It's so good. And it's funny because going through 2, you're like, oh, you only hear it in the
Trial battles.
Trial, thank you. I was like, well, I wanted to call them demon chests. I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Trial chests. And I was like, this song is so good. It's a shame we don't hear it as much. And then Reverie Quarter happens. And it's like, okay, good. Now we're getting a good amount of the song, which it deserves.
So the bonus dungeon obviously resonated with you because that's 2 different top 10 songs, basically.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Yes.
Sort of.
It's true. The bonus dungeon, the music just knocked it out of the park.